Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And away we go at the length. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Going to the ground again on first. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 41. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. And the QB keeps it on the sneak. And he will get the first as they touch him down.
A certain variation of this play has really become synonymous with one team. And you know who I'm talking about, the tush push over there in Philly. But its roots, this has been one of the offense's greatest plays long before Jalen Hurts and those Eagles put their own stamp on it. So simple to run, so tough to stop.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens force the turnover on the first series of this game. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. That's the long-tenured Brandon Graham with the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Running once more with Henry. He breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Zach Vaughn with the tackle. No gain here after a gain of only 1, and now they'll face 3rd and 9.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Jackson now on 3rd. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle block, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
4th down, it's Jackson. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Kate, I don't know what the punter did to hurt people's feelings because I think the reasoning was pretty clear. They were going to go for it. There was not going to be a punter that touched the field. Not an advisable mindset now as they turn it over in their end of the field.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
This one finds Goddard. And he's brought down for a loss.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Defense just needs to hold them short. It's 4th and 7. On 4th down, Hurts. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. The drive begins with Henry. Still finding room past the 45. And he's all the way into enemy territory, officially at the 49. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. 1st down, and they go right back to it. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 48. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
3rd and long for him here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down. Jackson's going to go on 4th. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. Hurts now on 4th. He finds him beyond the marker. And they make the tackle at the 38. It's a 13-yard pickup, and no worry at all on their side from being able to reach that marker on 4th down. That was impressive.
So close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
Escapes his grasp. Complete out to the right side. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Through one quarter, neither side breaking through on the scoreboard. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're looking at 2nd and 3. Hurts throwing again. Throw left side, complete. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Roquan Smith with the pick. At the 20. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. Wow, talk about aggressive coverage, Brock, to have somebody in position for a pick behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this quarterback is never going to take that short pass for granted again. That is usually one you do in your sleep. He's just now going to be restless in his sleep thinking about it.
That's no good. The veteran mishits one rather surprisingly, and they leave a point after on the table. Now probably still mentally kicking himself after that missed point after. He can take a little frustration out here as he kicks this away. Returning it from the 4. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. They've got first down from the 31. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the 33 on 2nd down. As the open man downfield. Into the red zone. He does it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles tie and can take the lead here in the 2nd. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. Eagles offense staying out there. They're going for 2. He's throwing for it. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete.
That is a gold star effort by the defense. First and foremost, you got to defend against the run on this short of a field. To do that and adapt in time to force an incompletion, that's a win-win.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. He'll have a long field ahead of him, partners. He's wrapped up shy of the 15. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Zach Bond with the tackle. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Another run for Henry. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
This is caught by Isaiah Likely. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down. Lamar out of the pistol. This finds Likely. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
This is Henry on second. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Third and just 2 to go. Henry's going to try to pick it up. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Running for it. Here's Henry. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs. New set of downs for him from the 46. First down, a run with Barkley. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. On the play fake, it's Hurts. Has a man, it's Brown. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. First down from the red zone. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. A play fake now Hurts to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. It's the Eagles with 3rd and very long. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Hauled in by Goddard, left side. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. From the left hash, about 31 yards out. It's no good. An unexpected miss there, Brock, as he puts it left. And this stays tied here in the 2nd.
You would think the kickers should be automatic from anything inside of 40 yards, but I guess that could serve as a little gentle reminder you can never take any kick for granted. So many things have to go right each time for it to be up and good.
Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Pistol snap to Jackson. Taken in by Likely. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. That one gains 7. And that's good for a Ravens first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. He's going deep this time. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. First down, here's Lamar. Into the hands of Likely. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. And again, it's Jackson. The throw is caught. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Lamar throwing again. Has it down close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Who knows when the deciding moment will come? We're underway in the second half of a deadlocked game. Deontay Hardy to return. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down.
Well, we got ourselves quite a game today, a tie game coming into this 3rd quarter. And what you're looking for is a little instant jolt of momentum coming out of the locker room. And that return might just be the spark that leads to that momentous fire.
Likely's got it right side. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Third quarter starts with a run from Henry. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down. They give to Henry on the inside handoff. And they needed more than one defender. Their powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Trying down the middle with Henry. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Jackson now on 3rd. Completed over the middle. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. Offense up to the line fast. Looking to throw. He loses the football. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. It's an 8-yard gain. What a great call on 4th down. It keeps this drive moving. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Short pass brought in. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. They'll run here with Henry. Takes it in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take the lead right away in half number 2. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
Now the Ravens offense staying put. Look at this. They're going for 2. Jackson throwing for it. And he's got it. Cut the end zone, so the touchdown and the 2-point pass break the tie. Give him an 8-point lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
He's got time here. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there, where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Takes out a 1-stop. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. Hurts throwing again. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Hurts now from the gun. He's got Brown on the slant. They get 28 out of that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st down throwing for Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
It's now 2nd and 19 at the 34-yard line.
Another try following the sack. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Has it in close. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles lined up here. They're trying for two once again. He's throwing for it. Chased out to his right. And the two-point pass falls incomplete. They tried to get aggressive, but it doesn't work. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's a give for Henry. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Lamar out of the pistol. This finds Likely. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now they're left with 4th and short.
You know, that's one of those cases that we see it at every level. He simply took off before he got full possession, and that's simply a drop.
Back to throw it. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on 4th down, and they move those chains. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Pistol snap to Jackson. Complete Derrick Henry. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Zach Bond with the tackle. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Ravens ball as they try to keep that lead and close out a win. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. It's Henry on the carry. And that run very short, only getting to the 27. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Going with King Henry here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Working quickly here. They run it with King Henry. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. Well, that didn't break out how they thought it would, and they're going to lose the first of their 3 timeouts for their trouble. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. pushes them back. Third down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
On third down, it's Hurts. That heater's going to fall to the turf.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Now on fourth down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Ravens will go on offense. Here's first and 10 from the 34. They run. Here's Henry. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
You're just not going to win many games in this league when you can't generate a pass rush until the fourth quarter. You needed to feel the impact from this defense earlier and more often in this game. The lack thereof, it's a big part of what put them playing from behind in the final stanza of this one. That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And he's out of bounds. Not the return that he had drawn up. No way. And actually loses yards. New series coming up following the punt. And the Eagles will take possession. First and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Straight ahead. Here's Barkley. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
Here's second and 7. Rolling left, buying some time. Now he takes it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 32 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. Barkley trying this up the gut. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
He brings it in. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6.
A gain of 10 makes it 3rd and 3.
He'll throw it. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a fourth quarter lead. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
And he has it inside the end zone. That's going to add 2 to their lead here late. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hardy on the return. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. Shotgun snap to Jackson. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Ravens trail by 6. Second down now, 7 to go. From the gun, Jackson. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And that means third down coming up. Looking to throw it. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up fourth down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. To throw. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They hit for 16 yards on fourth down, and a drive we all thought had stalled out is going to carry on. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Setting up to pass. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it second down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Here he is to throw. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a trick.
And really, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Desperation time here on fourth. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, first and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Second and 3 now. They go to Barkley again. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Barkley gets it on third down. And we just saw this movie. They stopped him again at the line. Couldn't manage even a yard on that run, so now it's fourth down. So beneath the chorus of Fly, Eagles Fly, it's a win for the Eagles. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Broncos and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
Again, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get challenged because you know more often than not, it'll be like this, a one-possession game. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.